Good morning, friends, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship at Stony Brook. I welcome you wherever you may be this morning, whether here in our sanctuary or attending virtually. We are one congregation worshiping together. Let's all wave to the folks at home and say hi through the camera over there. My name is Maureen Shaman, and I am happy to be your worship associate this morning with our service leaders, our UUFSB Pastoral Associates. I know how grateful I felt to them for their kindness after the death of my father. It is good timing, as I imagine many of us are feeling the need for pastoral care. I thank our Director of Religious Education, Deb Little, for hosting a gathering for reflection on support on Wednesday. She will host another one here in the sanctuary tomorrow, Monday, 11/11 at 11 a.m. After this week's elections, I'm guessing some of you may feel jubilant, while many are angry and depressed. I would like to share with you a portion of the letter to all of us written by our Unitarian Universalist Association on Wednesday. To our beloved Unitarian Universalist community, beloveds, we are with you in all of it today. We acknowledge that among us are a wide range of emotions, experiences, reactions, and needs. We make space for all of us, and we join you in your tears, your terror, your anger. We will center ourselves in love and ground our work going forward in our shared values of justice, equity, transformation, pluralism, interdependence, and generosity. It is a moment for deliberateness, care, thoughtfulness, and coordination. It will be imperative for us all, individually and collectively, to reground in the spiritual practices and organizing skills that we have been cultivating for so long. So we pause, we breathe, we hold one another close, and we ask, how will Unitarian Universalism meet this moment? Who are we called to be, and what are our deepest values and commitments compelling us to do as the map of the terrain that lies ahead snaps into focus? Today, as it has always been, the unwavering love at the center of our faith is our greatest balm, our strongest shield, and our fiercest power. That animating core of love will both demand our rigorous action and offer us the wellspring of hope and courage that will equip us for that work in the times ahead. Beloveds, we will hold one another ferociously, tenderly, faithfully, and then we will move deliberately, we will invest in trust, we will claim joy, rest, and sustenance. We will resist en masse. We will fight fascism and continue the struggle for democracy. We will continue to build our movements for justice. We will create safe harbor for those in danger. We will leverage our resources. We will prepare for the influx of people who may walk through our doors seeking comfort, community, connection. We will act as if no person is disposable. We will seek the wisdom of elders and of history. We will weave deeper connections with our neighbors. We will fight for our survival. And we will create the conditions of possibility for our thriving and liberation. With deep love, faith, and solidarity, your Unitarian Universalist Association. The link to the rest of this letter is at uua.org and will be in our news feed, along with links to the UU Community Resilience Hub and also to the UUA's series of online gatherings to help Unitarian Universalists connect, care for each other, and ground in the values that drive our work for justice. I invite you to join these gatherings on your own computer at home and also to light a candle at any time during the service. I want particularly to welcome anyone who is visiting or is here with us for the first time today. We're very happy you're here, and we look forward to getting to know you. Please plan to join us after the service for coffee and conversation. For those who are with us online, if you sign off after the service and return to our website, you will find the link for joining our small group chats. Whether here or online, you will find some friendly folks who can answer any questions you may have or point you to someone who can. And you can buy your auction tickets in the foyer on the way out. Please be sure that your devices are silent. Yeah, okay, I forgot to do mine. And as we sound the bell, allow your mind to settle and your heart to open as we enter our time of worship.
For those of you following in your programs, we've changed the order of songs because we thought it would be a better flow. We'll be starting with You've Got a Friend, and then the offertory will be Bridge Over Troubled Water, and the postlude will be Count on Me.
There's actually somebody throwing dice back here to see which one's up next.
Ready when you are. When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand and nothing, oh, nothing is going right. So close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, yes I will, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together and call my name out loud, and soon I'll be knocking upon your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, yes I will, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. Hey, ain't it good to know that you've got a friend when people can be so cold? They'll hurt you and desert you. They'll take your soul if you let them. Oh yeah, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, yes I will, to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You got a friend. Oh, you've got a friend.
Ain't it good to know you've got a friend?
Ain't it good to know that you've got a friend? Oh yeah,
You've got a friend.
Good morning. I'm Janet Moulton, one of the Pastoral Associates. My fellow pastoral assistant, Linda Volkres, will light the chalice as I say these words from our hymnal. May we be reminded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love and service to the altar of humanity. May we know once again that we are not isolated beings, but connected in mystery and miracle to the universe, to this community, and to each other.
Please rise in body or spirit to sing our first hymn, number 346 in the gray hymnal, Come Sing a Song With Me, number 346. Hello, beloveds. So happy to see all of you. I know that many of us are processing this week's election and the impact on our collective future.
I'm not going to tell you a story about that. I think I've heard enough stories this week. But I want you to know that I see you and I hear you. This month is National Native American Heritage Month, and I've decided for the rest of the month to read stories from Indigenous peoples as our time for all ages. Today's story is called When We Are Kind, fits today's service. And I love that the author of this story looks at both giving and receiving kindness. Her name is Monique Gray Smith, and she is of Cree, Lakota, and Scottish descent. Before I begin the story, I want to tell you that this week I have really been missing having a minister. And that has made me think about the incredible kindness and giving that is provided every week by our Board of Trustees, our pastoral assistants, and our worship assistants. The work it feels a bit like magic to be able to come here every Sunday to feed our spirits and our souls. But it's not magic, it is work. And it is the work of these three groups who are centered in love and who give hours and hours of their time every week. So let's remember to be kind to them as well. And let's remember to say thank you. So the name of our Time for All Ages story is When We Are Kind. Let's begin. I am kind when I help my family. I am kind when I share with my friends. I am kind when I take my dog for an extra long walk. I'm kind when I help my neighbors. I'm kind when I bring food to my elders. I am kind when I only take from the earth what I need. I'm kind when I take care of myself and get a good night's sleep. I feel joy when my family and I are kind. I feel happy when my friend is kind to me. I feel comforted when my cat is kind to me, because it might be a rare occasion. I didn't say that about cats. I feel loved when my elders are kind to me, and I feel grateful when the earth is kind to me. I feel respectful when I'm kind to myself. When we are kind, we remember that we are all related. So may it be. All right, please let me have my teachers stand. I have Michelle and Steve for the K through 4, and Carrie and Amy for the middle school kids. So you can all go back to the door, and if everyone else would turn to the very back of your hymnal for the Reeb Children's Benediction, and we'll sing the children and the RE teachers out.
Good morning. Good morning. Okay. My name is Linda Kirk, and I am the chair of the Pastoral Associates. You know me probably in other capacities because we UUs tend to wear different hats at different times. Okay. The previous Pastoral Associate chairs actually at that point they were pastoral assistants. First of all, the pastoral assistants were formed by our previous minister, Kate Lehman, and in 2000. And previous chairs have been Arlene Cherry and Joanne Hammer. If Joanne is here, we can all say thank you for being one of her. The function of the Pastoral Associates was and is to spread the reach of the minister for the pastoral care of people in our congregation. And perhaps without a minister now, we thought it was particularly important that you know that we are here. So, we have sometimes changed what we do and how we do it as the needs of the congregation have changed. Pastor Madeline had suggested that we change our name from the Pastoral Assistants to the Pastoral Associates so that it was consistent with the Worship Associates and with the Pastoral Associates in other congregations. But we will answer to either. And we will also answer to, and if you would please stand, Marie Baltz, Karen Fernsler, Peggy Fort, myself, Linda Kirk, Sylvia Kirk, who's in Colorado, but she's with us in spirit. She's still in Arizona, sorry. Okay, so then Laura Lesh, Linda Michael, Janet Moulton, John Sepala, and Linda Volkers. So. Yay. We have been here to support you. When I say you, I'm, you who have been or you who may be, but to support you in rough times, celebrate your joys, make visits to homes and hospitals as needed. We have, during COVID, we initiated making calls to people to just check in, and people particularly who might be living alone or who are older. And I have been both a caller and a callee, and people who might be in poor health. And out of this, actually, I can attest to some unexpected and valued friendships have been formed. Yeah. And we may know of resources that could be helpful to you at times. And we also have held training sessions for ourselves and also speakers for the congregation based on what we think people's needs might be at the time. And if there are speakers or a topic that you would like us to bring a speaker to, please let us know. Okay. Okay, and in the past, we have helped with people's short-term needs, such as meals or rides to medical appointments. Now we have people called the Helping Hands to contact for those things, and those hands belong to Chris Afari and Rachel Thesson. So, good people stepping forward. The people who are now PAs come from a variety of backgrounds, but most of us have been in some field of caring and helping professions. Some of the PAs will tell you what being a pastoral associate has meant to them. Thank you.
I invite you to settle in your chair, put both feet on the floor, and pay attention for a moment to your breathing. There are many emotions in the room today, and we welcome and acknowledge all of them. After our meditation words, we will observe a minute of silence. Bethany will bring us out of the silence with hymn number 123, Spirit of Life. If you are not familiar with it, you may wish to open it now and leave it open on your lap. Continue to breathe in and out as I read our meditation words by George Odell. We need one another when we mourn and would be comforted. We need one another when we are in trouble and afraid. We need one another when we are in despair, in temptation, and need to be recalled to our best selves again. We need one another when we would accomplish some great purpose and cannot do it alone. We need one another in the hour of success, when we look for someone to share our happiness. And we need one another in the hour of defeat, when, with encouragement, we might endure and stand again. We need one another when we come to die, and would have gentle hands prepare us for the journey. All of our lives, we are in need, and others are in need of us.
Hello, I am Marie Baltz, a longtime active member of the Fellowship and a Pastoral Associate since 2013. Being a PA seems like an extension of my career as a social worker, one of the helping professions. I came to appreciate what the Pastoral Associates do during a personal experience. In January of 2012, I woke up to a terrible pain in my back, and the pain became much worse while brushing my teeth. I did not stop brushing my teeth. And 2 days later, I was paralyzed. Fortunately, after a lot of research, I found a back surgeon who diagnosed my problem, and 6 months later, my surgery was successful and could walk again. During those 6 months, I received calls, cards, and visits, and other offers of assistance from the Pastoral Associates. The Helping Hands arranged meals once a week for 2 months until my husband Tony retired. The meals were often enough for 2 meals, which was very much appreciated. This welcome temporary assistance was more helpful than I could have imagined. After my surgery and in rehab, the Pastoral Associates and my fellowship friends were still there for us with cards, visits, and calls. After I recovered in 2013, I was invited by Margie to join the Pastoral Associates, and I have been a member ever since. The PAs helped me so much in a dark time in my life that I wanted to repay that kindness. An example of what the Pastoral Associates do, during the pandemic, we decided to try to call our older members who may have had a hard time with the isolation. It was my good fortune to start calling Mildred Wirtz. She gave me permission to say this. We spoke almost every week. I got to know world traveler Mildred and her amazing life. I am sure I benefited from this interaction at least as much, if not more, than Mildred. In closing, I was raised a good Catholic. We learned the 7 corporal works of mercy, common to all religions: to feed the hungry, to give drink to the thirsty, to clothe the naked, to shelter the homeless, to visit the sick, to visit the imprisoned, and last, to bury the dead. Again, the PAs helped me bury my dear husband, Tony. Being a Pastoral Associate has been a rewarding experience.
Well, my name is Laura Lesh, and I am the newest member of the Pastoral Associates, which is how I got the job of asking you all for money today. Now, what, you may ask, does that have to do with pastoral care? After all, pastoral care is really about living into our covenant as a community, whereas our weekly collection both helps to support this fellowship and is also shared with a local organization working for a more equitable and just future, which is really about realizing our mission of social justice, right? But the way I see it, our partnering with these social justice groups is our collective pastoral care for our community outside these walls. Our shared plate recipient for the remainder of November will be the Shinnecock Kelp Farmers. This 501c3 organization is the first indigenous-owned and operated kelp farm on the East Coast. Colonial settlers in the 1600s made deals with the Shinnecock people that reserved for them the right to harvest seaweed. Now the Shinnecock Kelp Farmers are reviving this traditional practice. Raising and harvesting sugar kelp is a real way to fight water pollution because the kelp absorbs the nitrogen, phosphorus, and carbon dioxide pollutants that harms marine life and causes the algae blooms. Once harvested, the kelp is used as true organic fertilizer. So please, let's give with generosity to support this worthy project of our indigenous neighbors in Suffolk County, from which we all reap the most precious rewards of cleaner, healthier water, soil, and food. We thank you.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough and friends just can't be found, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. When you're down and out, when you're on the street, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you. I'll take your part. Oh, when darkness comes and is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down. Sail on, silver girl, sail on by. Your time has come to shine. All your dreams are on their way. See how they shine. Oh, if you need a friend, I'm sailing right behind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind, like a bridge over troubled water. I will ease your mind.
Over 2 decades ago, our former minister, Kate Lehman, asked me to be a pastoral assistant. I felt it was an honor to be asked, and I thought the work was important. I love to help out and assist in any way. So I accepted the position and felt it was a good fit. Besides planning meal deliveries and visiting with people, I felt I was a listening ear in the congregation, and with permission, passing on information about people's needs to the minister. We were growing rapidly as a congregation, and the minister couldn't be everywhere. Because I am a Labyrinth facilitator, I was able to create Labyrinth walks for people in our congregation who wanted to have one for a special occasion or because of a family need. Some of you may remember Max and Mary Riley. He was a superintendent of schools in Port Jefferson. He wanted a Labyrinth walk to commemorate his retirement. We placed a basket in the center of the Labyrinth, and before they walked, each person sat and wrote a private message to Max. They left their message in the center for Max to read at a later time. The Board of Education and the PTA attended. It was quite a night. Some of you may remember Molly Begg. She loved walking the Labyrinth and actually contributed quite a bit of money to its construction. After she passed away, her family thought it would be a fitting event to have a walk in her memory. I thank her every time I walk. Other families have requested private walks for different needs, so think about one you might like. Now I'd like to tell you a short story written by Alan Sorkin for an episode of the TV show The West Wing. This guy is walking down the street and he falls in a hole. The walls are so steep he can't get out. A doctor passes by and the guy shouts up, "Hey, you, can you help me out?" The doctor writes a prescription, throws it in the hole, and moves on. Then a priest comes along. The guy shouts out, "Father, I'm down in this hole. Can you help me out?" The priest writes out a prayer, throws it down the hole, and moves on. Then a friend walks by. "Hey, Joe, it's me. Can you help me out?" And the friend jumps in the hole. The guy says, "Are you stupid? Now we're both down here." The friend says, "Yeah, but I've been down here before, and I know the way out." It's a touching moment, and it drives home the fact that friendship and community is crucial in tough times. As pastoral associates in a UU congregation, if we were in this story, we would probably jump in the hole and supportively sit there until the guy figures his own way out. When we're going through something difficult, whether it's something personal, such as health issues, divorce, or the loss of a loved one, or collective, such as a natural disaster, our first instinct might be to shut down or withdraw. Studies show that stress can cause us to minimize our social interactions. But finding community in those moments can actually do us a world of good. Research suggests that social support makes us more resilient to stress and trauma. In other words, being part of a supportive community can be a life-changing experience, both for those giving help and those receiving it. I find my higher power in the connection between people. It's what Martin Buber called the I-thou relationship. Each connection we and you make as members of UUFSB contributes to everyone's resilience to stress. It's a win-win situation. Especially now, we all need resilience to stress. We try to help with that as pastoral associates.
I'm from the shortest person in the group to the tallest person in the group. I'm John Seppola. I was invited to join the Pastoral Associates because I have, like the others, a background in the helping professions. Mine are as diverse as spending 5 years in law enforcement, during which time I was part of the crisis intervention group there, and also the guy they called on to make death notifications and talk the suicides off the bridges. And then later on, I became a mental health crisis intervention trainer and coach for other people, law enforcement, EMTs, and emergency personnel in hospitals. So this seemed like a good fit when they asked me to come on board. Plus, you may have noticed I'm the only male in the group. I think it was Reverend Margie said something about needing a rooster. So, my own personal experience is that I've found that sometimes you can do people a lot of good just with a phone call. So how are you doing? How's everything going? Or sitting across the table having a cup of coffee. I'm available for coffee, by the way. My own personal experience with the Pastoral Associates was shortly after my wife Terry was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer about 3 years ago now. I was her caregiver and the cook and the launderer and the shopper, et cetera, et cetera. And then one afternoon, I fell on a slippery floor that wasn't supposed to be slippery and ruptured my quadriceps tendon in my left leg, which thereby laying myself up. So now we had 2 people in the house who were laid up. I was able to hobble around with a brace, but not easily. Linda, Michael, and the rest of the Pastoral Associates organized a food train for us, and every night we found, and this is, by the way, during the pandemic, so it was no small feat. Every night I would hobble to the front door and I'd find a hot meal sitting there waiting for us, and sometimes enough for leftovers for lunch the next day too. And so that was extremely helpful and a very touching service that was provided for us. Then over the next couple of years, as Terry fought her losing battle with cancer, the emotional support and just the friendship and fellowship that I received from the Pastoral Associates and also from the rest of this congregation was very, very helpful and valuable to both Terry and me, and since Terry passed, very, very valuable to me as well. So I'm a firm believer, and I'm available for coffee.
Please rise and body your spirit to sing hymn number 311, Let It Be a Dance. 311.
At every one of our PA meetings, we close with these words of Donna Hennis, one by one, in tiny increments, candle by candle, gesture by effort, wish by prayer, concern by hope, concern by care. We feed the life fires of the soul and light the infinite universe little by little from within.
Our benediction is by Elena Westbrook. Go in hope, for the arc of the universe is long and we can bend it toward justice. Go in courage, for together we have the strength to confront injustice in our daily lives and the larger world. Go in love, because a holy and generous love is both the reason and the means by which we transform our lives.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. If you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, 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 yeah, yeah. You'll always have my shoulder when you cry. I'll never let go, never say goodbye. You know you can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh.